Да. Bob Behnken, NASA Chief Astronaut. Bob, the ticket to ride for Chris Cassidy and his crewmates behind you as the Soyuz reaches the pad on this clear morning. Your thoughts on the upcoming launch and the complexity of this increment that lies ahead for Chris and his crew?
Well, Rob, thanks. It's like you mentioned, the ticket to ride has come for Chris Cassidy and the rest of his crew, and they're up for an exciting mission. We've got the Flight Day 1 rendezvous, the first time Americans have participated in that rendezvous profile to the International Space Station with a crewed flight. We're really excited, and I think all three crew members on this Soyuz are up to the task, and again, really excited about having the opportunity to get to space station just so quickly.
Much has been made about this single-day launch to docking, the 6-hour rendezvous to the station. What is different for the crew on board the Soyuz? What are they going to be involved in this compressed period of time?
Rod, that's a good question. There are a couple things, and it starts actually before the crew launches. They've been involved in a sleep shift, so they're actually sleeping during daylight hours here in Kazakhstan, which is a new phenomenon for them to participate in. And then once they get on board and are headed toward the space station, they'll actually have much of the very same task that they had on their 2-day rendezvous to the space station, just compressed. And so they'll have to do many of their tasks much more quickly than they had to before, but we're expecting that to all go smoothly. They will have an opportunity to take their suits off and get a little bit of a break before accomplishing the docking procedures, but we're expecting very similar activities to what we normally see during a docking profile, just compressed.
And Chris Cassidy in particular, you've had a chance to talk to him. What is his state of readiness for about 6 months on orbit that will see the entire gamut, visiting vehicles, spacewalks, the whole 9 yards?
Right. For Chris Cassidy, as a active duty Navy SEAL, he's always ready for anything, and I can certainly say, having seen him just earlier today, he's ready and raring to go to step into all of his responsibilities, both for this increment and the following increment, where he's expected to conduct a couple of spacewalks to bring some repairs and other improvements to the space station. So Chris is ready and raring to go, as any Navy SEAL would be.
The Soyuz is good for about 4 days of free flight, and in the past we used 2 of those days on the way to the space station. So in the event of an unplanned departure, only have about 2 days of on-orbit capability left. By launching, going straight to the docking in just 6 hours, we'll preserve most of that on-orbit time, that on-orbit capability. So it's kind of like having a runway ahead of you yet. It's still available to use if you need it. It'll be busy for the crew. That day, launch day, will be about a 24-hour day for them from the time they wake up, go through the full final preparation, suit up process, strap in, launch, and then the 6 hours to the rendezvous docking. And once they get to the station, they're not quite done yet. They need a quick safety brief. There'll be a welcome, little bit of a welcome ceremony, and they have to prepare the Soyuz to be on orbit in a storage mode for the months ahead. That'll be a long day, but it'll be worth it.
Mike, Chris Cassidy, EVA's visiting vehicles, the whole gamut of operations lies ahead for him. What are your thoughts and his thoughts? You've talked to him about what lies ahead.
Oh, you bet. And it's an exciting time for him because Chris, of course, has experience as a space shuttle crew member on about a 2-week mission, which is very compressed, and you practice every single thing you're going to do. It's very tightly choreographed. In this case, you can't choreograph half a year worth of living and working up there, and so we teach the basic fundamental skills, and so a lot of it you're kind of learning as you go. You're learning from the senior guys that are up there. Chris Hadfield, Tom Marshburn, and Roman Romanenko have been up there for some months now, so Chris and his crew, Chris Cassidy and his crew will be joining them, and it's a very busy time.